Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Just shooting a video from my home office today. My desk is crazy back there. But anyways, keep your questions coming. It's Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I'll keep you anonymous. Also, just go on every social network and follow me. You can ask me questions there. And also, lastly, make sure you subscribe to YouTube and the blog. You don't want to miss out on new content, new giveaways, new promotions, new announcements I have, all kinds of stuff, okay? So today's questions comes from someone who definitely will remain anonymous, and it's all about selling their site, selling their company, meaning they're retired, they built a business, and they want out. And I actually have some experience doing this with my first company. I went through the sales process. We ended up not selling. What we ended up doing was restructuring, but we got pretty close a few times to actually selling selling the company, selling the site. So this person is asking me to refer them to investment bankers or brokers who specialize in these kind of things. There are business brokers out there that will claim that they have buyers for you in this industry, but you and I know this industry is so small. Like, it's a huge industry, but it's so small. Everyone knows each other. You can actually find potential buyers yourself and just do it like me, the old-fashioned way. I mean, I was trying to sell my company way before my blog ever came out. This was pre-2010. So what I did is I just emailed a bunch of sites, a bunch of larger sites, a bunch of sites that were either SMOs or were large research networks that had a presence in across numerous states and across numerous therapeutic indications. So you want to look at someone who maybe does not have a presence in your area where you are, and also in your therapeutic space. So you're going to have to be doing some research. Just go on centerwatch.com, Google some big research clinics or big research networks out there. Go on LinkedIn and look for people that you know and just try to find a few influencers to spread the word. I'm assuming that's why you reached out to me, and I'll definitely refer you to a few people who I was dealing with in the past, and who I know are individuals who might be interested in this. But at the end of the day, you really want to make sure, and it sounds like you're doing this because you want to retire, and so you probably built a successful business. We're trying to figure out the multiple of what a research site is worth and what someone would be willing to pay for it. So right now the multiple seems to be 3 times earnings. So that means if you're earning $1 million a year, your site is earning $1 million a year, you can expect a reasonable asking price of $3 to $5 million. Then you got to deduct any liabilities that your company has. Another big thing right now is who the PI is, and will the PIs come as part of the deal? And if you're the PI, that could be a concern for the purchasers because they would want you to stay on. Obviously, the business needs to run with you if you're the PI, and you're like the anchor PI that conducts most of the trials. So you may run into some problems there with not having the potential buyer, or having the potential buyer possibly want you to stay. You're going to have to stay anyways, even if you're not the PI. And from the email, I can't remember if you're the principal investigator. I know you're the founder. Either way, even if you're the PI and founder, or just the founder, whoever acquires you is going to want you to stay on for the transition period for usually like a year or two, just to make sure that the business is running smoothly under the new ownership, and then escrow will close on the sale after that transition period. So you got to negotiate a salary for yourself during this transition period, and then just remember, things could still fall apart if you don't hit certain milestones and metrics during this transition period. The escrow may not actually go through. So it's a lot of work. It's more than just finding the potential buyer. Okay, that's just the beginning. There's a lot of negotiating that comes immediately after that, namely liabilities, assets, your role and responsibilities. If there are any other founders, PIs, you also have to convince the current staff, specifically the PIs, if you're not the PI, to sign on with the new organization. Especially if they're independent contractors, you don't want the PI getting word that there's new ownership and then they bail, and that kills the deal, because no buyer is gonna purchase your company if your investigator is not gonna be staying along with the new company. So hopefully this all makes sense. I'm gonna send you a few contacts of people who may or may not be interested. They're always looking, but I don't know if they're looking at this moment. I was dealing with some people a couple years back, so I'll definitely send you this information. Thanks for your questions. Keep them coming, and this is a good one. I actually got to do more like this in the future, and good luck. I will definitely email you. Thanks a lot. This is Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.
Yeah.